I'm Emily, and I'm discussing the impact of culture on emergency management planning and response. So, what is culture, and why does it matter to emergency management? Dictionary.com defines culture as the behaviors and beliefs characteristic of a particular group of people. Culture informs how people think. Therefore, it has a significant impact on how citizens and responders react to emergencies. According to Haddo, cultural traditions can help or hinder the reduction of social vulnerability by aiding or preventing protective action. Indigenous culture can help reduce risk. For example, this image by Lomagen shows the irrigation technology used to avoid food shortages during droughts by the Igorots, a collection of indigenous groups found in the province of Benguet in the Philippines. On the other hand, some religious traditions promote the act of God theory of disasters that considers them beyond people's control. This mindset hinders the community's mitigation and preparedness efforts, increasing social vulnerability. It is important that emergency managers address the impact of culture on social vulnerabilities during the hazard analysis process so that they can integrate aspects that reduce vulnerability and better understand those that increase it to form well thought out strategies to reduce risk. Furthermore, culture can impact the gap between emergent and bureaucratic norms during response. It can have a positive effect on population orientation when it promotes mindsets that inhibit milling. Populations who consistently experience disasters form what Lindell calls disaster subcultures. They gain a "that's life" mentality, aka these ups and downs of destruction, repairing, and preparing are just part of life. This results in less confusion when disasters occur and in daily practices of preparation. Additionally, cultural values can promote community resilience to disaster impacts. For example, Schneider describes how in the aftermath of Hurricane Andrew in Louisiana, Cajun residents' values of optimism, helping one another, and resilience caused the milling process to be short-lived. In terms of bureaucratic norms, it is important that responding personnel are trained to be culturally competent, or to have the ability to respond to people of all backgrounds in a way that respects them and their way of life, as defined by the Administration for Strategic Preparedness and Response. Schneider describes the lack of cultural competency in response to the Loma Prieta earthquake, where government workers could not communicate with the Spanish-speaking portions of the population. As a result, parts of the population, such as those in Watsonville depicted in the image, handled the lack of housing on their own by creating tent communities. This shows how lack of cultural competency hurts government response both directly due to a lack of understanding, but also indirectly as the population loses trust in the government, which harms future efforts. Overall, cultural diversity must be addressed in planning and response to ensure population's needs are met. Thank you for listening. I hope this has been informative.